Silly rabbit. Bunny's in the hospital. And the doctor's not very well trained. Hey, and welcome back to another exciting episode of This and That with Chris. Today we're going to continue on the engine swap on my Mark 1 Rabbit. Mentioned in the previous video, the first part of this series. It's a 1.5 liter diesel engine, and I'm switching it to a 1.6 liter because the head gasket is blowing. I've already done all the removing of whatever I need to remove on the top, and I'm now working on the bottom, and the engine will be able to come out. So the next thing we're going to do is disconnect the axle from the transmission on that side, because I'm taking the engine and the transmission out as one unit. So we're going to go ahead and do that and let you all watch. For this part of the job, you need a 8mm triple square socket. That's it there. I got the long ones because then you can get in past the axle boot. I bought these on AliExpress.com for about 20. Oh no, I got these from Princess Auto. My buddy picked them up. They were 20 bucks. I also got another triple square kit from AliExpress.com for about $35. There's more sockets in that kit and they look of higher quality. These ones from Princess Auto are kind of economical quality, but they should work. I'm also going to be using a pick to clean the grease and dirt out of the triple square bolt head before I attempt to remove it, because I don't want to strip the bolts. Alright, I ended up putting a vice grip on the axle so it doesn't turn when I'm trying to take the bolts out. So, handy little trick. You gotta make sure you clean these out real good or you'll strip them like I mentioned earlier. And then I'm taking the socket, putting it in the bolt, in the head, like this. And then I tap it with a hammer to make sure it's in there good. Because if one of these were to strip, I feel like it would be a very bad scenario. There we go. These are really tight. They're the originals. They've been in here since 1979. The car's in 1980. Produced in 79. And the other axle on the passenger side has been removed and changed before, but this one has not. Okay, now I gotta take the nut off the end of the axle here so I can hopefully pull it right out of there. I gotta remove the axle nut. It's a 30mm socket required. There it is. There's a washer in behind there too that you don't want to lose. There's the washer. I got the axle out of there. You have to split the bottom ball joint to get the axle out. So I did that, and as you can see, that all moves now. It's all wide open. Here's the axle out of the car. We're done with that part. We can move on to, I guess we have to undo the other axle. Hopefully it can stay in. I think it can. And then we can lower our engine. I've got my engine crane out. It actually belongs to a friend of mine who's letting me borrow it. I got it out and hooked up to the engine with a chain, and I'm going to hopefully undo the motor mounts and lower the motor out the bottom is my plan. So yeah, see how it goes. Stay tuned. Alright, I've got the engine completely unbolted as far as I know. And I took all the motor mounts out. All but the bottom one are 17mm heads on the bolts, and the bottom one is a 19mm. And pretty simple. Now the engine should be loose, and we're going to lower it down to the floor is my plan. And then lift the car up a little bit higher hopefully, and pull the engine out from underneath it. So we'll see how that goes. Ah, missed the bolt. Okay, gotta get my socket again. I had missed a bolt underneath. I thought there was only one bolt in the bottom lower transmission mount, but there's actually 2 nuts. So I got the other one off, and hopefully it's a little more free moving now. There. Okay. Something like that.
I can lift the car up. I just have to change my shirt.
You're not lifting the car up.
Probably not that heavy.
No.
Especially with the engine out.
You're not lifting the car. It's ridiculous.
I have strong legs.
The answer is no. I'm putting a chain on the front of the car, and I'm going to attempt to lift it a little bit with the engine crane. Just enough to get the engine out from underneath the car. My floor jacks are both out of jack, and I need to be able to lift it up a little bit more. And I don't think it's going to be all that heavy with no engine in it, so I'm going to use the engine crane to attempt to lift it up a little bit.
I think I should just lift it up with my...
But how? What if the car falls off the other side? It has no wheel on it? I mean, you think you can get a car? I've never heard of such a thing. I gotta shorten the chain a little bit, I think.
What does that mean?
Just shorten it here with this bolt. It's too much chain. I'm gonna be lifting forever. Safely lifting. might explore putting it back in through the top. There. The engine is officially out. Wow. That was a long project. For something that's supposed to be easy. Certainly wasn't. I think when I put it back through, I should put it through the top. Back in. That was absolutely ridiculous. Mind you, it worked. Sure. My next plan is to remove the transmission and the clutch from that engine, put it onto this engine, and then put it back in.
How many engines have you taken out before?
Rabbits? None? Or you mean in general?
Well,
Oh, hundreds.
oh.